Hello everyone, how are you? I'm Miss Shirin, science teacher. I'm going to take to you class 8, chemical reaction. Uh, Chemical reaction, which is about, look at here, forming new substance. Let's go to the seasons. Season. How many seasons do we have? We have 4 seasons, right? Okay. This season, which one the beautiful season, which everyone like this season? Which one? It is fall season. Why fall season? Because during this season, the beautiful color will appear, which is orange and yellow. Why? Because of what is happening? Because of what this color will appear. What happened to green color, which present in our trees? Okay, will change it. Because of what it changed. The leaves, as you know, the color of trees is green, right? But during this season, turn into what? Turn into, for example, yellow, red, okay? The beautiful color. The green color, because it is contain green substance or pigment, this pigment is called what? Chlorophyll. Okay. So, during spring and summer, the chlorophyll is present in the leaves in high amount, in a large amount. But in fall, when the temperature start to drop, what happens when it start to drop it? And after a few hours of sunlight, the chlorophyll break down. When break down, that means chemical reaction is take place. Okay? So the chlorophyll break down form the new substance that have no color, and the original color of leaves start to appear, which is red and yellow or orange. Okay? So let's go to the chemical reaction. Chemical reaction take place when chemical reaction is take place when chlorophyll break apart or break down into new substance. That means the substance is, we get it a new substance, okay? The original substance turn into the new substance, which is, it's very different physically and chemically. This change is example of chemical reaction. Yes, we have a question. What is a chemical reaction? What is a chemical reaction? Is a process which one or more substance change into one or more new substance. That means original substance turn into new substance. Clear? So, does new substance are the same original substance? Of course not, as I mentioned it. The chemically and physically is different, very different from the new substance. Okay? So the property of the new substance different from these original substances. Okay. For example, look at this color. The result of chemical reaction. Look at it, for example. Look at the beautiful colors. Okay, the beautiful color, which is the green turn into red, yellow, orange. Okay, which is in which season the color is changing in fall, when the temperature is dropped. Okay, when temperature is dropped, what happened? This change in the color, it result chemical change in the leaf. Okay, so you have what? Look at the sponge cake. Again, it's chemical reaction. It happens when you put baking soda in powder, react with the bubbles of the carbon dioxide. These bubbles give what? Methane is sponges, like it's very sponges, like it's because of what? Chemical reaction is happen. The new substance is formed. Okay? We have some sign of chemical reaction. We have some sign telling us this chemical reaction is happening. Okay? Chemical reaction, which is what? New substance is formed. Always when you hear about chemical reaction, that's mean what? What is formed? The new substance. The new substance is formed. Okay. So during chemical reaction, there's some sign forming gas. Forming gas. The first sign, which is what? Forming gas. For example, like bubbles or freezing, okay, it is forming gas. That means it's a sign, that means chemical reaction of happen. Another sign, which is precipitation formation. When you put solid insulation, insoluble precipitated, okay? What a precipitated is a solid substance that what forming in the solution, okay? It's another sign which is chemical reaction is taking place. Okay. Another sign telling us is chemical reaction is happening, is taking place. Energy changed, which is from heat and light and electrically. For example, when look at here, there is when look at the light. If you touch the light, you feel what? Heat. That means chemical reaction is happening, okay? When you give a light, that means chemical reaction is happening. During the chemical reaction, energy is given off. During chemical reaction, what is it? Energy is given, right? And energy may be in the form light, okay? And the thermal energy of electricity. Clear? So, multi-sign. For example, more sign or more likely reaction. If there is more sign, that means more likely reaction, which is there are several, including, for example, we have what? Gas formation. It is a sign of what? Chemical reaction, and which is formed precipitated. That means chemical reaction is happening, and the light. That means a chemical reaction is take place, and gases, chemical reaction is take place. Clear? Okay, dear student, all of you with me, who have any questions? I think it's too much easy, right? Some sign of chemical reaction, which is this picture is present in your book. As I mentioned before, forming gas is a sign for what? Chemical reaction. And solid formation, which is form what? When you put a potassium chromate solution being added to silver nitride solution. This dark red solution is what? Precipitated. Look at the dark one. What is it? Is it a precipitated? Okay? It is silver chromated. That means chemical reaction is taking place or not. Of course, it's taking place. Why? Because it's formed what? Silver chromated, which is the dark place is talking about. A sign of chemical reaction taking place. And what? Color is changed. Color is changed. For example, look at the girls. What happened to the girls? Say, wow, why is she is do? Don't spray, what spray chlorine? You know chlorine in Kurdish is called fas. Okay, when you, on your jeans, the bleach reacted with the blue dye on the fabric causes what? The color of the material to change. Look at the jeans of the jeans girls. What happened? Does the color change it? Of course, it's coloring. That's when chemical reactions take place. Of course, it's chemical reactions take place. And another sign which telling us it is chemical reaction is taking place. What is it? Energy is changed. Okay? What does mean energy? For example, energy is released during what? Some chemical reaction. Not always energy is taking place, okay? In some chemical reaction, energy is taking place. Like what? The fire in this photo, look at this is a fire, okay? Now we are going to the picnic. We make what? Barbecue. So we fire the trees, right? Some of the trees. Give off light, okay, and energy, thermal energy. During some other of chemical reaction, energy is taking place. Clear? That's all about some sign of chemical reaction. Okay, let's go to a change of properties. Okay. Look at it. Another science, which is telling, as we mentioned before, some science telling us is chemical reaction taking place, right? Science like bubbles, gas, or heat can suggest a chemical reaction. But look at here, it's very important this point. but they are not always proof that chemical reaction is happen. Why? Why, Miss Sheen, you said every this kind of sign telling us is chemical reaction take place, but now you said does not always prove that chemical reaction is happening. I'm gonna to explain why. Some physical change like boiling can also produce gas. For example, when you boiling a water, right? Start to what? To bubbles, and there is a gas. The gas color is the same color of water. Okay, that means does any changes happen? No. Only the state is changed from liquid to the gas. Okay, that means it is what? Physical change is happen. Clear? The most reliable sign of chemical reaction, the most one, what is it? The most one, the important one, what is it? Reaction, it is what? Formation of the new substance. When new substance is formed, that's the best sign telling us or take a place, the chemical reaction is take a place. Clear? The new substance have what? Different properties from what? The original material. Clear? So the original is very, very different to what? To the new substance. For example, when you sugar react with sulfuric acid, look at here, there is sugar. When you put sugar into a beaker, when you added sulfuric acid, look at here, there is a beaker contain what? Sugar. When you added what? Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is an acid. Look at the first picture and the second picture. Compare between them. What happened? The color is changed, right? And the state is changed too. And if you touch it, you feel warm. Clear? That means does chemical reactions take place? Of course, it takes place. When you sugar react with sulfuric acid, gas is formed. Gas, look at here. Look at. It is gas. Gas is formed. The first one, okay? Heat is produced. If you touch the beaker, you feel what? Warm. That means gas is formed, heat is formed, and the state is changed. Clear? A new substance is different from properties is created. So we get it what? The new substance. Thus, the substance, the first substance, is the same the second substance? Of course not. Physically and chemically are very, very different. That means chemical reaction is take a place or not? Of course, it's take a place. Get it? Okay. Let's go to bonds holding molecules together. A chemical bond is a force. What a chemical bond is a force that what? That hold two atoms together. Chemical bond. What a chemical bond is a force. Very important to know that it's a force that what? Hold two atoms together. So because of chemical bond, two atoms force together. Clear? For chemical reaction to take place, the original bond, what? Must break. That means the original bond, which is between the atoms, you should be the first one, what? To break. And the new bond is formed. Clear? Yes, no? Look at here. Na and Cl, both are atoms. how they linking together. Together they linking, they form what? NaCl, which is what? A salt, and is commonly in our kitchen. Get it? The new substance is formed. I'm gonna to explain in the next slide, okay? Breaking and making bond. Okay. How do you know substance form a chemical reaction? Because this question is very important. How do you know how do new substance form in chemical reaction? First of all, you should be what? Chemical bond in the starting substance must what? Break apart. The first one, the chemical bond or the original substance should be what? Break apart. When break apart, the new substance is formed. Okay. Break apart and form the reaction between hydrogen and chlorine. Look at here, we have hydrogen and chlorine. Hydrogen and chlorine. They form what? Hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride. Let's know how. First of all, it's hydrogen, right? Hydrogen is an atom. And what about chlorine is atom 2. They react together. When they react together, as I say, it should be what? Break apart what? The original bond, okay? Which is between the chlorides and hydrogen. The first one what? Breaking bond. Hydrogen and chlorine are what? Which kind of atom? We have many kind of atom. Hydrogen and chlorine is a type of atom which is called diatom. What does mean diatoms? Diatomic molecules are two atoms bonding together. Together, the bond joining these atoms must be first break atom and react with them. So the important thing from this reaction should be know, first of all, diatomic. What is diatomic? Which atom is a type of diatomic? Diatomic, hydrogen and chlorine. Now, hydrogen and chlorine, they what? Reacted. When they reacted, should be the breaking bond. When breaking bond, what happened? Making bond. What does mean making with that mean? The new substance is formed. Clear? Yes. A new substance, hydrogen chloride, form as a new bond are made between. But here look at, very important, look at it. The bond is between hydrogen atom and chlorine atom. But here, the bond, it was between hydrogen and hydrogen, chlorine and chlorine. But when breaking bond, making a new substance, which the bond is between hydrogen, chlorine, and hydrogen. They form a new substance, is very, very different chemically and physically from the original substance, which is hydrogen chloride. Okay? Hydrogen chloride, the name is changing too because it's a new substance. That means chemical reaction take place or not, dear student? Of course, it take place. Clear? Okay, look at here. New bonds and new substance. New bond, that means what? New substance. During what is happening, the new substance? During what we get the new substance? During chemical reaction. Clear? Chemical reaction break all bond. Look at it. It's all about chemical reaction. When chemical reaction is taking place, break all bond. Okay? And forming the new substance. Create new substance. The new substance is very different physically, chemically from the old substance. Okay, for example, hydrogen and chloride. Hydrogen, if you talk about hydrogen, hydrogen is colorless. Is a flammable. Clear? It's a flammable gas. Get it? When react with chlorine, what the color of chlorine? Is greenish, yellow gas. What about hydrogen? Is colorless, but chlorine is greenish and yellow gas. When reacted, when forming the new bond together, hydrogen chloride, look at the properties. It's very different, the properties. Colorless. We get it as a new substance which is colorless. So what happened to the greenish and yellow colors? When break the bond, the color will disappear. And non-flammable gases. As we talked, hydrogen is a flammable gases. But now we get it a substance which is non-flammable. Get? So, and different properties, as we know. Thus it is, the new substance is the same, the old substance? Of course not. The new substance is very, very different from the old substance. Clear? Another example, sodium and chlorine. Sodium is react with metal. Okay? Sodium is reacted with metal, very active. And chlorine, poison gases. Chlorine, what is the chlorine? It's a poison gases. Okay, when they reacted, they form what? Sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, NaCl. What is NaCl? Salt table, which take it every day. Which we take it every day, the salt, and present in our kitchen, we should be take every day, but in a bit amount. Why? Because it's very important for your heart and mind. And harmless, okay, and commonly use it. Okay? So the key idea from this section, and the all idea from this section, it's depend on what? New substance have what? Different properties, okay? And chemical reaction create what? New material, which is very, very different physically and chemically from the new substance. Thank you, dear student. For today, it's enough. We are taking